Hi crafters, I'm back with page number 4. Now page number 4 is going to take us a little bit longer, but not much, I promise. So remember page number 4, I did put a ribbon here. You don't have to if you use your large magnets. So page number 4 has this little fold out that also pops up. And like I said, there are magnets, and it was plain. I wanted a ribbon, or you can do other decorations. The back side is our little matchbox type fold out or matchbook. If you saw, I did the video. Yes, I did get this one all the way done. This is the pages that we're patterning up. I can't speak again tonight. Pattering after. I have my grandkids all day, so I talk with 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, and I lose my tongue at night. So we're going to get started on that page. Before we do, I want to show you, I've already started my second baby album. And just to give you an idea, it's the same size, but I'm going to show you how I'm doing the flaps different. Again, the same album. That's page 1, but I'm doing a lot of different flaps. You can do that now that you've learned from video 1. This first video. Now you can cut your flaps. You can be as creative as you want. And you can, just from these folds and learning how to do your different flaps, see how much you can put into your albums. And I cannot wait to get this one done. This is going to be an awesome, I think, baby album. And again, same pattern. And yes, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, how did you finish that album? And then how did you do the video and get this one put together? Hey, I just did this one. I started the base pages last night, and I just barely got done getting all these pages on. And you know what? Doing these pages, and all these flaps, and figuring out what I wanted to do. I don't have a pattern I follow. Yes, I just did these in the last couple of hours. So it will be ready now. I can map my pages. And you can do an assembly line system if you want and get more than one page done at a time and get your book set up. Then you can go back and map them all. See, this is a quick album. So if you remember, we have, we did our pages, and I've lost, here it is. I said I lost mine. Page number 4. Okay, page number 4. Again, it's the fold out at the top. So that's what we're going to work on first. So we have our 6-inch page by 8 inches long, and I only did the top half as the flap. So you will need to get your cutting board. You will need your score board for this. Like I said, this one will take a little bit longer. So I'm going to use my 12 by 12 because you're going to use both pieces, one for the front, one for the back. So let's cut it. You know what, when we're going to make it the full width of this page, where our page is 6 inches, but I don't like my stuff to hang over. So I am actually going to cut this. Let me move my camera so you can see more of this, hopefully scoreboard or cutting board. Just barely to that 6-inch line. Okay, so we're going to cut it at 6 inches. Now, that fold out that I did, I actually went ahead and scored mine because, like I said, I do not have a pattern. So I have to be able to tell you, okay, you're going to want to cut your 6-inch sheet that we just cut. Now go ahead and cut it at 10 inches. So we have that one cut. Now we can get our scoreboard out. Now on our scoreboard, hope you can see okay. You'll want to go ahead and score at 3 inches. I'm just getting my voice back. 3 inches. Again at 6 inches. And then at 9 inches. Okay. So we've got a 3-inch, 6-inch, and a 9-inch on our paper. Now, cutting board again. Let me show you what you're going to do. The bottom. You have this 1 inch at the top. Go ahead and fold it backwards. Then the bottom piece, so that it will fold up nicely, just take off a hair. I mean, just a sliver off the bottom. Okay? And I'm sure you have to do that quite often with your pages. Now, the nice thing about this little photo mat, you can decide. Now, you'll see why I cut the bottom off, so that it's easy. See how it will fold up better. You don't want it to overlap the crease or be right on it. In my book, I had folded it completely up like that, but you don't have to. Let me show you. You can also do it. Fold it this way and this way. So when you open it, it'll come down like this, and then it will go up like that. So it's totally up to you. I folded mine in like this. That's just how I wanted to do it. Now our flap. This is where you don't want to get this messed up. So go ahead and flip that over and turn your page over. If you do put the tape on the wrong side, don't worry. You're just going to be able to flip it around again anyway. Okay, I'm using my 3/8 of an inch score tape. I put one right along that first crease, and then I put one right here on this edge. So just go ahead and smooth that down good. Or you can use glue. I don't use glue. I don't like the way it puckers my paper, but you can use glue. You can use ATC tape or ATG. Sorry, I really do know how to talk. Your page, this is going to go at the top. Let me tell you, it doesn't have to go at the top. You can put it at the bottom if you want. That's the beauty of this. So make sure, though, the tape is away from you. I'm putting it at the top, so I always turn my top towards me. Let's go ahead and get this stuck on there. Push it down really good. And you thought making these fold-ups was difficult. See how easy that is? Now you're going to be able to flip it up. You're going to be able to flip it down, unfold it, bring it up. So like I said, you can have it accordion. It will just depend on where you want to put your magnets. When you accordion it, do an accordion like this, you could use a tab here, but you are going to have probably a magnet at both ends, or it will flip around. So since I'm going to just fold mine up this way, I'm going to use my large magnets. I'm going to have to get another package out. I'm going to put my large magnets between the page and the top of the flap because this is so thick. And I found out on my baby album, if I'd used the thicker magnet or the bigger magnets, it probably would have held a lot better. So let's go ahead and get our magnets down. And I know I've talked about this before. If you are using magnets, don't hesitate to put them down now so you don't forget. If you make a mistake, just rip your magnet off. You can reuse it with score tape. You can retape it down. But if I don't put it down now, I'll get going along and excited with the paper, and then I forget. So let's push that down. Now, this is going to flap around, but because it's not as thick as this many layers, I am going to use a small magnet there. I know it seems like a lot of magnets, so if you have a different technique, you can use the spinners, you can use Velcro, or you can go to Country Craft Creations on Facebook, and you can get magnets at a very substantial savings. I know how expensive crafting is. That's why I have taken advantage of being able to use my wholesale accounts, even though I'm crafting a lot now, and pass on the savings to you. Now, isn't that cute? I know with black it's hard to see, but we've got the flip up. And we have a flip down. And there you go. There's the front of the page. Now the back page, just for a refresher, was my little bath time. Now we're going to make the bath time, but we're not putting it down. I talked about this before too. This we can put down because our matting is going here and we're going to mat each section separately. If we make our little bath, or whichever, what you're going to use it for, that little fold out, I call it a match book fold, and we put it down now, we can't mat around it. So let's put our page aside. And remember that other 6, we had the other piece, 6 inches, and you will need your scoreboard. So we're going to cut this one. The length is going to be 8.5. We're going to cut it at 8.5. You've got a mat piece. Just set that aside. Now, your page is 6 inches wide. So you can make it 6 inches wide if you'd like, but I'm going to make mine 5.5. I don't want it to go from side to side. So now we have an 8.5 by 5.5 sheet. Score it. This one we're going to score at 3. We're going to score at 3 and 6 1/2. Okay. So we scored it at 3 inches and 6 1/2. Now you just fold the bottom up, fold the top over. And I am again going to just use the small magnet for my closure. These are really fun to make if you're making these little photo mat fold up things or matchbox things, or there's many different names for them. You don't have to do them this size. You can actually do them bigger if you'd like. And you'll just have to kind of figure out your fold marks. You'll have to decide how big you want the middle to be and how much you want your overlap to be. And actually, it's pretty easy when you put it on your scoreboard. You can just kind of eyeball where the scoring should be and then score it. So there we go. Now we have our closure. When you are ready to put it on your page, after the page is matted, I put score tape around the edge and then one across. Then you can decide, whoops, we're going to have magnets attached to each other. You can put it here at the bottom. So if you want it at the bottom and maybe your paper has a really awesome design at the top, or you can put it at the bottom and then your cards, what are they called here? Let me grab one. Your journaling cards. So you can put a journaling card and then you can put your mat, or you can put, they're going to polar each other here. So once it's glued, it'll be fine. You can put this at the top and maybe a journaling spot or a photo mat at the bottom. Now, you don't have to put it on at all if you don't want to, or you can put it in the middle. So that is page 4. Not difficult. Do you see what I mean? It looks like you really put a lot more work than that into it when you get it all decorated, and that's what's fun. You didn't have to spend 2 days putting a page together. So I hope everything was clear on page 4. If it's not, just send me a quick message, and I can also post the measurements again online if you need me to on Facebook, and I'll be back with page 5 very soon. See you later. Bye-bye.